Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner faced off today against Chase Budinger and Miles Evans at the Chicago Beach Open. These teams have a complex history, and things got a little heated after this exchange at the net between these two players. Whoa, that's Chase Evans shoving Trevor Crabb after a play, getting physical just over some beach volleyball. So what gives? Why did this happen? Why all the hostility? Well, to give a little context to this beef sandwich, this is Trevor Crabb. He is the premier trash talker of the AVP.
Me.
Who's better, you or Kame?
Me.
Who's the most entertaining guy on tour?
Right now, I think it's me.
So this is just a little snippet of what he's like. He's good for the AVP. He brings them business. He's a trash talker, and he's also one of the greatest to ever do it. He's a 4-time Manhattan Beach Open winner, which is basically the Super Bowl for beach volleyball in America. And he is the winner of 9 AVP events and has won multiple FIVB events as well, which is qualifications for the Olympics, which he did not make this year, missing out on to these guys, Miles Evans and Chase Budinger, who is the one who shoved him earlier in this clip. Getting a little intense. So why? But there's obviously a little bit of conflict there, just being the guys to miss out on going to the Olympics, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, especially when it's only once in 4 years and a guy's career can go pretty quick. So this is the standings for this 2024 Beach Olympic qualifications on the men's side. So here's Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner, and here's Miles Evans and Chase Budinger. Very close in point total. Chase and Miles really just coming in at the last minute to secure it over them. You see how Trevor and Theo are actually above all these teams who did qualify, but that's because only 2 teams from each country can qualify, and Miles Evans and Chase Budinger had qualified for America, as well as Miles Partain and Andy Benesh. See, Miles Evans and Chase Budinger had a good run at the Olympics, ended up losing to Norway, who are one of the greatest teams to ever do it. Ended up winning bronze at this Olympics and had won gold in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics.
Grab the serve here. Chase Budinger serving against the second match point against them. Big opportunity.
Yes, it may seem like they were dominated, but this is one of the greatest teams to ever do it.
And off the...
Truly. So, going forward to 2 weeks ago, Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner ended up winning the Manhattan Beach Open, this being Trevor's 4th Manhattan Beach Open victory, and he had this to say after winning.
Now going on the pier for the 4th time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, but I mean, I think this might be the best one, maybe. I don't know, but I'm just happy for my guy to get on the pier. These tournaments are so hard to win, and man, this was a little bit of a redemption for us for not making the Olympics. We should have been there. We think we're the best, and we're just trying to prove it. We're just trying to prove it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like some could say that's cocky, but it's also being very competitive. Might get under some people's skin, however, but this definitely got under Chase and Miles' skin. Trevor Crabb ended up doing an exclusive interview before this game.
Chase and Miles, even though, I mean, technically Miles has never beaten me on the AVP, but Chase has a couple times, maybe just a couple times. The easy target is Miles, but like, you can target Chase too, he just won't fire back as much, so it's a little different in that aspect. And then sometimes with Miles, like, Chase will tell him to like not say anything back or something, so. Once, like, if he's not saying anything back, I know that he's listening to his master, you know?
So, throwing some shots at Miles Evans there, some really probably hurtful shots, getting a little heated, and that probably played an effect on the emotion going into this game. Obviously Chase being heated and trying to defend his guy, or maybe just being heated in general, not liking Trevor Crabb at all. Going back to present day, here's the results of what happened after the shove. So both teams end up getting red cards, which means the score just advances by 1. And in my opinion, I really think that the refs mishandled this. I don't know what Trevor said or if the shove was really warranted. I just know that when things get physical, the refs got to step in and protect the players. Chase putting hands on Trevor when all Trevor did was talk, it's just not acceptable for it to be the same punishment, in my opinion. If it was the NBA, which Chase is actually familiar with, Chase did 7 years in the NBA before becoming a AVP professional volleyball player. He should know that if it gets physical, the refs are gonna you're instantly ejected. You should be out of the game, or at least physical enough like that. I guess there's some wiggle room. It depends. Like physical outside of play, obviously, and any physicality is going to be outside of play in volleyball because it's not a contact sport. So, really, like, I mean, this is an unprecedented event in the AVP. Like, I think that Chase probably should have been ejected, but it really is a money thing, and AVP doesn't exactly have those rules in place to say if something gets physical like that. I just think that the refs mishandled it. I think there should have been more punishment. Maybe like a triple red card. I don't know. Like, I think there should have been more points awarded or something because it's just not equal to be a double red card in this situation. At a timeout later in the game, things got heated again. This whole game was extremely heated.
Josh Glazebrook now in the mix. They've had to bring in the muscle.
And things stayed heated during this timeout. And Trevor had this to say to some of the officials, and I understand his frustration here.
Situation didn't warrant ending the match.
So you can go up and put on Jeff Dillon on the side.
There was a little bit of showmanship on both sides. Nothing without
I'm
again.
going to do the same thing to him later. That's all. Done enough. I am. Done enough.
Just win.
I'm going to win anyway.
Obvious some frustration there. And it seemed like it was going to be the case at the end of the second set. Crabb and Brunner were actually up in this set before it being, hold on, let me go back really quick, 18-20, but things changed very quickly. It ends up getting 21-20, and
Back to Theo again.
Chase and Miles end up clutching it out on a really good defensive play by Miles Evans.
Yes, he can.
Miles Evans was a really big part in their victory here. So them winning that was really big for the momentum going into the third set. And to provide some context, Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner had never lost a single set to Budinger and Evans. So going into the fourth set, there was a lot of momentum in the way of Budinger and Evans. And right at the end, they end up winning 15-12, and things get heated once again. Going forward a little bit. Security had to be on immediately just to stop any more physicality, but they didn't stop this. And it stayed testy. Chase Budinger extremely heated during this, and Theo Brunner actually going up to talk to Chase.
Chase still going.
What I like is the ultimate security, which would be Mrs. Budinger out there.
And Miles Evans just pumping up the crowd, just really not being part of it.
Center returns to the sand.
Yeah, Theo's just going to work through it logically, though.
A little bit of lip reading here. Let's see if we can tell what he's saying. He's talking about, it looks like he's talking about yapping.
Still going.
What I like
She's saying shut up, and before that, what's he trying to say? Let's look at, if you guys are some lip readers, tell me what he's saying.
what I like is the ultimate security, which would be
He's saying, I think he's saying I'm out, bullshit. I'm really not sure.
Now he's ticked off Theo enough that Theo is.
And Theo Brunner is not someone really who gets in these kind of scuffles. He's really a quiet guy. He's an older guy, and he's a quiet player. He's not known for, Trevor is known as the loud one in their partnership, but they end up being really good partners and working out really well. Well, let me know what you guys think. Should the AVP have a harder punishment for Chase, or should it stand as is? I stand on the side there should have been a harder punishment. I don't think it should have been a canceled game, because I know this is great. Like, Stuff like this is great for the AVP. It brings attention, but this might be negative attention because you've got to protect the players in these situations. I don't know. It's good for the AVP to have beef and rivalries like this, but there's a level to it that you need to protect the players, and it just seemed like it was mishandled to me. But it's not like this kind of thing happens very often in the AVP, so I still think there should be rules for it. Now would be the time to implement them and to set a precedent if they want to go back and give a harsher punishment or replay the match. I think that would be an extreme option though, going and replaying the match. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. See ya.